Well, hi everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful start to your Monday. It cooled down significantly here today, and I'm so happy it did. And thank you for being with me on my journey and sharing with me on Saturday's experience. It was just enough to really make me think a little bit more that we can't just assume and do things the way that we've been doing it, but our heat index is really changing. And even here, yes, in Vermont, and especially over the past 10 years, it's been very noticeable. But I wanted to share with you a few things. Today, I didn't go on my walk. And because I had to go, this is me pacing myself, but I had to go on a few errands, and I knew those errands were in larger buildings. So I knew I would get my steps in. So I want to share with you first before we go forward on my steps. And and I did. I've got in steps that were comparable that if I went around the neighborhood walking. So let's see. So today I've got in 3,749 steps. I have almost 2 miles. If I get up and walk to the kitchen and back, well, no, I'd have to walk a little more. And I have 974 calories burnt. So I'll just show you what I've taken in. I've taken in 200 calories. And what those are cereal and almond milk. So when I made the shift several years ago, I had to drop ice cream and go to natural foods. And one of my big things was, well, isn't ice cream natural? Couldn't get away from, wait, it's from a cow. Why can't I eat ice cream? But it's the sugar. It's the sugar and the fat and all of it, and the same with milk. So, my son had gotten me a variety of foods, kind of teaching me the foods that don't have fat and this and that, because I seriously was just in this routine. And so he got like oat milk, and I started out with oat milk, and now I'm drinking almond milk. And in your cereals and whatnot, they taste exactly like milk. And so the only difference is there's no fat. So it's nothing for you to have to digest, nothing to have to burn off really in that way. So, but I wanted to share that with you. And I did a little research, and I just wanted to kind of make our lives a little easier. So I did some research on exercising in hot weather, or it's called safety tips in exercising in hot weather, and then hydration, and it talks about dehydration in that article, and then the best foods to eat in the hot weather, and then the foods to avoid. So I'm so glad you're with me. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you on board. If you are just kind of clicking and watching and this and that, jump on board, because we're going to have fun here. We keep it casual, and just share different aspects of my wellness world with you. And I call it wacky because I am not in a rigid routine. I call it wacky because you will find me a little bit, you'll find my artistic personality kind of creeping into this. But you know what? We have fun. And I think that's really important to feel really good about yourself and to have that confidence, because, and you'll hear me say this a lot, because I'm always reminding myself, you have to give yourself permission to feel good about yourself, feel good about life, have that confidence, be able to step it up, because you deserve the best. So, with that, let's take a look at a few of these articles. Okay, everyone. So we're going to start with the Mayo Clinic. They give us safety tips for hot weather exercise. And this question is basically asking, how do we exercise safely in the heat? And then down here, they proceed to answer. It says, watch the temperature, pay attention to the weather forecast and the heat alerts. Know what the temperature is expected to be for the duration of the time that you're out. Now, that was one mistake I made Saturday. I didn't pay attention to the weather at all. And, if I did, maybe I would have gone out a little earlier, put the windows down, bring the car a little closer so I wouldn't have to walk a bit and I'd have the car right there and the air would have gotten into the car a little bit. I didn't pay attention to that. So in running events, there are flag warnings that correspond to the degree of heat and humidity. For example, yellow flag means careful monitoring, and races are canceled in the black flag condition. And I think they have different codes, like that on our when we check the temperature. So it says get acclimated, and basically it's saying here if you're used to exercising indoors or cooler weather, and then you start to exercise out in the heat, it can take up to 1 to 2 weeks to adapt in the heat. Now, that is something to be extremely mindful of, I believe. It's not saying 1 to 2 hours. It's saying it can take up to 1 to 2 weeks. So that's a long time for your body to start getting used to exercising. As your body adapts to the heat over time, gradually increase the length of the intensity of your workouts. And I'm just going to reiterate here that this channel is for all ages. And these safety tips, they're for all ages because you got to figure. I saw a young man the other day running. I thought he was gonna, I mean, he looked so hot. I don't mean hot like that. I mean, he was hot. He was sweating. He was exhausted. He was hardly lifting his feet running. He did not look like a healthy runner. And when I say young, I'm talking in his 40s because that's young to me. But anyway, okay, so know your fitness level. If you're unfit or new to exercise, be extra cautious when working in the heat. Your body may have a lower tolerance for heat. Reduce your exercise intensity and take frequent breaks. How do you know if you have a low intolerance for heat? If you're the type of person, everybody around you is okay at the picnic and you're the only one getting hot and you don't feel good and you got to get out of that heat. And and this happens over and over and over. Probably you have a low tolerance for heat. I have a low tolerance for heat. I cannot go into a sun-filled event. It's nah, I cannot do it. So anyway, know your fitness level. Drink plenty of fluids. Dehydration is a key factor in heat illness. Help your body sweat and cool down by staying well hydrated with water. Don't wait until you're thirsty to drink fluids. If you plan to exercise intensely, consider a sports drink as well. That's a really good idea. Sport drinks can replace sodium, chloride, potassium as you lose through sweating. Avoid drinks in excess of sugar and alcoholic drinks because they are actually promote fluid loss. Now, there is something we learned in healthcare that for elderly people, sometimes they don't know if they're thirsty. And this is why we have the timetable where we bring them their fluids and, say, just take a couple sips. Sometimes people don't get the read that they're thirsty. And so just, drink those fluids, have them with you. And like it says, don't wait. Don't wait until your body's saying you're thirsty. Anyway, dress appropriately, lightweight, loose-fitting clothing that helps sweat evaporate and keeps you cooler. Avoid dark colors that can absorb heat. If possible, wear light colors, wide-brimmed hat. So the hat is something I'm going to be working on because I make hats all the time. I really should be able to figure out how to wear a hat, but I'm not. I love hats and I love designing things for other people and whatnot. But I'm kind of like the shoe salesman. I'll sell you the best pair of shoes, but I don't have it. It's the same with the hat. Anyway, avoid midday sun. Exercise in the morning or the evening. Now, that's something I have been doing. If I'm going to go on a walk, it's going to be early in the morning or it's going to be in the evening when it's cooler. So exercise in the morning and evening when it's likely cooler outdoors. If possible, exercise in shady areas or do a workout in a pool. So wear sunscreen. I like the pool idea a lot. I used to live near uh a college that it had a building next to it that was, for recreation. So you could go in, there was a pool. I want to find a pool here because the thing that I think you lose calories quicker in a pool, and the reason is, you're kind of moving through the fluids, right? I mean, you're moving through the liquid, the water. So you're working harder. Just not moving through air. We move through air, we're not working as hard. But anyway, wear sunscreen. The sunburn decreases your body ability to cool itself and increases the risk of skin cancer. So let's read that one again. A sunburn decreases your body's ability to cool itself. So if you get a sunburn and you're out there trying to exercise and your body needs to sweat and it needs to do its thing and it can't because it's got all this crusty sunburn on it, and increases the risk of skin cancer. Okay, so that's a big one. You want to keep an eye, just be careful with that. Sun is good for like vitamin D, in moderate amounts, but it's not good to be, especially nowadays, burning up in the sun. Have a backup plan. If you're concerned about the heat or humidity, stay indoors. Work out at the gym, walk laps. Now you're welcome. Now you're in my world. Walk laps inside the mall or climb stairs inside an air conditioned building. I mean, this is just giving a little thought to it. It's just being a little strategic. It's just thinking outside the box. And guess what? It's keeping it interesting. Now, yes, see, understand your medical risk. Certain medical conditions or medications can increase your risk of heat-related illness. And even some medicines say don't go in the sun. So, I mean, you got to know your medicines. If you plan to exercise in the heat, talk to your healthcare provider about precautions. So that's super important. And it just says most importantly, so let's just read this. Most importantly, if you're exercising outdoors, pay attention to your body temperature to reduce the risk of serious heat-related conditions, including heat stroke. So we're going to go over the features of the Fitbit that in more detail because they have a body temperature, skin temperature read on the Fitbit. And they have other things on here. When your body temperature is greater than 104, 104. Okay, measuring your core body temperature with a rectal thermometer is essential to accurately determine the degree of heat injury. So that's if you're getting sick, this is what they're saying. An oral, ear, or forehead thermometer doesn't provide an accurate temperature. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Signs and symptoms of heat-related illness are varied, but may include. Now, this is just a general. Everybody's different. Everyone could react different. Muscle cramps, nausea or vomiting. See, I was nauseous the other day. Fainting, dizziness or headache. I had a headache. Excessive sweating, low blood pressure. Well, low blood pressure, yeah, that may cause dizziness. For me, that has. But that's not my general issue. But anyway, low blood pressure and vision problems. So if you begin to experience any of these, stop exercising immediately. Get out of the heat. It is imperative to lower your body temperature and hydrate right away. You may place cool, wet towels, ice packs on your neck, forehead, and underarms. Spray yourself with water, from a shower or hose. Sit in a tub of cold water. It, they're giving you ideas here. And drink fluids such as water and sports drink. If you don't feel better within 20 minutes, seek medical attention. So that's from the Mayo Clinic, and that is .org. Okay, now hydration. Hydration, what to know. Now this is from Tufts University. Okay, and I think they give a lot here, but not too bad. So, okay, now dehydration defined. Well, let's first read the first article. It's hot out. High temperatures increase the risk of dehydration. Fluids are critical for your optimal body function. They help regulate body temperature, control your blood pressure, deliver nutrients and oxygen to cells, and aid proper functioning of your gastrointestinal system. When fluids level drop, a wide variety of the systems in the body can be affected or are affected. Knowing the signs and symptoms of dehydration and how to avoid it um, can get us safely through a hot summer. So dehydration defined. Dehydration occurs when you lose more fluid than you're taking in. It can lead to everything from minor cramps and heat exhaustion to seizures and potentially life-threatening heat stroke or shock. Okay, so this is nothing to mess with. It's something that we want to give it priority. We don't want to make it secondary or last on our list when we're working through the day. We know people are dependent on us, but we got to take that time, stop, and take care of our bodies. Thirst is one way that the body alerts us to low fluid levels. Drink to satisfy your thirst, says Dr. Clemens Meyer, MD, a nephrologist and director of dialysis services at Tufts Medical Center. Other symptoms are fairly general and include dry lips, mouth, tongue, headache, dizziness, lightheadedness, fatigue, lethargy, lack of focus, muscle weakness, muscle cramps, and rapid breathing. Let me put this up a little bit here. Urine color is a possible indicator of hydration in children and young adults, but not necessarily in older. When hydrated, urine is light and straw-like in color. Very dark colored urine is a sign of dehydration. If your urine is dark, drink water to make it lighter, but not so much that it looks like water, says Dr. Meyer. Dehydration risks. And I would just like to add to that, if there's any change of color in your urine, alert your doctor. Okay, so we normally lose fluid in sweat, urine, and our breath. Okay, that one I did not know. We lose fluid, yes, sweat and urine, but in our breath. Other causes of fluid loss include diarrhea, vomiting, illness, and certain medications, including laxatives, oral medications, type 2 diabetes, diuretics, can increase the risk for dehydration. So they're listing a few there. So, if you're taking meds and you don't know about if it does increase dehydration, again, check with your medical team. Athletes who sweat a lot for a significant period of time require an increased fluid intake. Now, although thirst is a good indicator to drink water to prevent dehydration in most people, Meyer says the very young, and I know this for an absolute fact, and the very old may be an exception. This is why in the healthcare facilities, we would have a certain time that we would bring everybody fluids because waiting for them to say they're thirsty may not happen. They may not even get that signal that they're thirsty. Um, that has been my experience. So, infants and young children who do not have a lot of body mass are sensitive to even small amounts of fluid loss, and they don't have the ability to clearly express their thirst. The body's fluid volume decreases with age, and so can the ability to sense thirst. So, older adults are at a higher risk of becoming dehydrated. On top of that, studies show that adults ages 60 and older consume about 2 fewer cups of fluid a day than younger individuals. I know I'm over 60 and I just drink the fluids through the day because I know I'm not feeling particularly thirsty, but I have a nice zero sugar, zero caffeine soda with a lot of ice. Oh, and it's so good. Okay, how to hydrate. So this is super duper important. Fluid needs depend on many factors, including your body size, your age, your activity level. They're talking all ages here. Climate and diet. Because needs are so individual, there are no recommended intake that apply to everyone. Instead, the U.S. National Academies of Sciences Institute of Medicine has set an adequate intake level. So, in addition to fluids we get from foods, especially fruits and vegetables, men should, on average, consume at least 12 cups of fluid a day from water to other beverages. 12 cups is not a lot, people. It's when you think about 24 hours in a day, it's really not a lot. Especially like when you sit down, let's say at supper or lunch, and you could and you might have a big cup of water with ice or something like that at your mealtime. That could be 4 cups right there. But they're saying, you want to stay throughout the day. So women should have a minimum of 9 cups. Consider putting that much water in a container at the start of the day and trying to get through the day by the end. Water is a great choice, but other unsweetened beverages such as low fat or fat free milk, like my almond milk, and fortified soy beverage can support fluid intake while helping us reach our dietary intake. Um, Recommendations for different food groups. So while electrolyte drinks are advertised to keep you hydrated, studies have shown electrolyte loss through typical physical energy activity is generally small. So these often sweet beverages are unnecessary for most situations. Spruce up the water with a splash of fruit juice or slices of fresh or frozen fruits. Those go such a long way. I've tried that. It's incredible. Just throw some berries or strawberries in the bottom of a glass. Throw some ice in there. You don't even have to crush it up. Just throw some ice in there, throw some water in there, and enjoy. Because the taste of the strawberries or the berries or whatever tastes so good. It says or herbs. Now the only thing with me, I have to be careful with the lemon. Or the lemon, I don't know what it does. It does something not good for me. Anyway, try a sparkling or mineral water for a change. Sparkling or mineral water for a change. Just be sure there's no sugars in there. Unsweetened coffee or tea are good options as well to serve over ice. Um, I just have my hot coffee in the morning. Almost all fruits and veggies have high water content. So include plenty of water-rich seasonal, frozen fruits, vegetables, watermelon, strawberries, cucumbers, celery. I feel like I'm doing a concert here. Tomatoes and in your dietary take. Take the heat off the summer by enjoying and consuming fluids. Okay, so thank you, Tufts.edu. That was a wonderful, wonderful article. Okay, now I have a few more articles here. We're getting more into the foods here. So this is going to be a fun one. We're, Foods are fun. So let's get into the foods here. So this is by Farm Easy. Now, I am not highly familiar with Farm Easy, but this article looked intriguing to me. Medically reviewed by Dr. Nikita Toshi, and this is August 1st, 2024. So it's just the other day. So let's see what Dr. Nikita says. And we've got cucumbers right at the top of the list. Oh, do I love cucumbers. I have them in my salads. I'm down from a whole salad to a half a salad with my meals. I love salads. There's just no way I'm giving up my salads, but I don't have to because they're healthy anyway. So, cool as a cucumber. Cucumbers instantly hydrate the body and the body heat, bring down the body heat. That I did not know. Snack on them in your salad or as your favorite dip and blitz them into a juice with ginger and some lemon. There's that lemon again. There is no wrong way to consume them. Look at that. Okay, I didn't know that. It actually brings down the body heat. Very interesting. Okay, cucumber. Look at these pictures. Melons. Love melons. I love melons. Watermelons and musk melons sell like hotcakes in the summer, juicy and full of nutrients that the body needs. The melons make for a great summer companion. Not, as an artist, it makes me want to draw eyes, and nose, and a happy face. Put it next to me as a companion. Not only do they hydrate, but boost the body with power packed nutrients like vitamin B, magnesium, potassium, and fiber. And so, yeah, melons, leafy greens. Leafy greens are high in nutrient value. So these are the foods they're talking about to heat to eat in the hot weather. So they're high in nutrient value, calcium, and provide a good cooling effect on the body. So there she says that again. Green leafy vegetables provide a cooling effect on the body. Spinach, lettuce, amaranth, Chinese cabbage, and kale are your summer talesmen. They can be your summer talesmen. They can be added in smoothies, salads, and other side dishes. So yeah, I love spinach. I have spinach all the time. And I'll tell you what my salad is. My salad every night it's cauliflower. Just cut up pieces of all these. Cauliflower, kidney beans, cucumbers, spinach. Those are primary. And then I like to have often, but not always, is the beets and other lettuce. And then I have a topping of sunflower seeds that I get at Hannaford's, $3.15 little bag. It doesn't have real bacon, it has plant bacon in it. It's very good. Now, buttermilk. Huh. I don't know if I can have buttermilk. So buttermilk, the Indian drink of the summers is buttermilk. And the wisdom of the ages shines through. Not only does it keep you hydrated, but it's beneficial for digestion. I didn't know that. Have it with roasted cumin seeds, fresh coriander, and some ginger to add zing through the day. Okay, interesting. Okay. Mango. I love mangoes. The king of fruits is your best alternative to reducing body heat. There's a myriad ways of incorporating this into your diet. Have it raw. That's the way I have it. When I have it, I haven't had mango in a long time. And pana, that quintessential summer drink as chutney or curry. Mangoes are great for digestion, cure heat strokes, and boost energy. Cure heat strokes. I don't know about that. And I'm going to question that because I know this is a doctor reviewed, but anyway, always ask your own doctor or nutritionist questions on what you're and in your diet anyway. So the easiest way to add flavor, okay, lemons, is to a glass of water and have it with lemon. They boost the immune system, they make your skin glow, and they add a healthy dose of vitamin C. So drink up the lemonade with, now see, like for me, I can't have the lemon. But so this is for people who can, that's a great idea. Curd and yogurt. So, yes, and you can make alternative cold fizzy drinks with the yogurt, rich in vitamin B and gut-friendly bacteria. Curd soothes the body within. So it's a healthy food. Add flavor to it by mixing it with mangoes. Ooh, strawberries and fruits. Yes, that is a very good idea. I did that a couple summers ago. I was having lots and lots of yogurt and fruits and this and that. So there's natural sugars and all of that too. Anyway, fish. To boost the protein content in your body without depending on meat, turn to fish. Fish is a good fatty acids. Fish makes alternative, it's very tasty. Since it generates less heat on consumption, you won't feel lethargic. That's pretty good to know. Yes. Avocados. Oh, so many people love avocados. Yeah, I've heard this before. It's a superfood in a true sense. This suit is laden with a high amount of monosaturated fatty acids, which help to remove heat and toxins from the blood. Interesting. So that's how they do it. That's how your body cools down. They are also easily digested, so your body will not need to create more heat to digest them. And then coconut. I love coconut. Coconut water is filled with electrolytes. I didn't know that, which help to keep you hydrated and cool. Rich in essential electrolytes, the power drink helps beat the heat during the summer while keeping one hydrated and energetic throughout the day. Okay, so that's that. Pretty good suggestions there. Now, these are foods to avoid. Oops, I thought I pulled it up. Foods to AARP. That's right. That's the one I had up. So this is from AARP. Oh, I did pull it up over here, so I don't need that now. This is our last article. And did they give us? Yes. So, okay, like we know most of these foods to avoid, but let's take a gander. Fried foods that triple the calories. Yeah. If it helps, pause to imagine that a vat of they're going to give us imagery that a vat of oil, that basket of fries or onion rings has been submerged in, and consider its saturated fat may have a negative impact on blood cholesterol. Oh, big time. Big time. Bottom line, get the side salad. And at the let's read up here. Hang on, because it did go into the calories. So, okay, the American Heart Association recommends a diet in which only 5 to 6% of calories come from saturated fats, meaning that if your daily calorie intake is 2,000 calories, no more than 120 of these should be coming from saturated fat. That's tough to do because you pick up a drumstick and that's probably 400 or 500 calories. So what are you going to do? Take a bite? I'm not stopping at one bite. Okay. Just saying, not going there. Bottom line, get the side salad instead of the restaurant fries. When you look at the labels, consider that a 200-calorie serving of food should have no more than 2 grams of saturated fat, says Nancy Farrell Allen, a spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So do this instead. Break out an air fryer. advises Christine Rosenblum, a registered dietitian and a nutritionist, co-author of Food and Fitness After 50. I might get that book. And author of the blog A to Z, Simple Practical Science-Based Tips for a Long Healthy Life. She swears by her fryer. Now, I do have an air fryer. Air fried fish, cod, tilapia, if that's how you say it. I forgot how to say that, even though I do get that fish. Even salmon is great in the air fryer, as are fried veggies like new potatoes, green beans, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spritz with olive oil and some herbs. It's true. It's true. The air fryer is a whole different world. Um, Kate Zaratsky, registered dietitian and nutritionist at the Mayo Clinic, recommends playing around with other cooking methods. Look at the roasting veggies in the oven with a tablespoon of oil, playing with the temperature to get the texture soft and crispy. That's appealing to you. Oh, okay. So we may just read some of the highlights. Sugary drinks, including most bottled teas. Soft drinks they aren't only your enemy, but bottled teas, fancy coffee drinks, yeah, like the lattes, the sugar and all that. Ooh, heavy cream, whipped cream, and fresh lemonades can all be loaded with sweet stuff. Forget it, give them up. All this stuff, anything with sugar gives me a headache. So it's like kind of I've been trained. Like, like if I took a sip, boom, headache. For example, the 16-ounce chai latte at Starbucks, one of the most popular drinks, is 42 grams of sugar. That's a lot. Okay, so they're saying to avoid it, and let's skip what she says to do instead. So instead, sip on. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect that. Sip on prune juice. Yes, prune juice. I love to recommend it. Love to recommend Amaz in prune juice, 7.5 ounces cans, which are perfectly proportioned. Each serving offers only 4 grams of fiber, 4 grams of fiber, a good amount, which aids to your digestive system, and you feel good. Okay, packaged food with sneaky sugars. So pasta sauces. Okay, this was a big one for me. And I was buying the wrong granola bars. So my son brought some pasta sauce with no salt. No salt in it and no sugar, nothing. It's good. It's good. But hidden sugars can be found in the pasta sauces, yogurt, and granola bars, instant oatmeal packets, and breakfast cereals. Why is it so harmful to older adults? Excess sugar can put stress on the organs such as the pancreas and the liver, which can increase blood sugar and blood triglyceride levels and raise the risk of fatty liver disease. So, sugars increase one risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, the incidence and prevalence of increase with age. I say the station is not about any age group because you want to be healthy at any age. Any age, all of your ages. So, bottom line, check the labels for added sugars. This is where I had problems with this because at first I couldn't see the labels. Seriously, I could not see some of these labels even with my glasses good. So I had problems there. Now I have, yeah, okay, that's with me. So, foods loaded with stealth salt. Mm-mm. Salt for me is not good. 75% of people over 60 have high blood pressure. And even if you're on medication, you want to lower your sodium intake. And if you think you're eating a low salt diet because you don't salt your grilled corn or soup, think about it if you buy a frozen pizza or canned soup. You just heat it up. The canned soup is the worst. You really got to watch it on those. And they'll sell them that say no salt. Um, so she says how those are loaded with salt. And she says, do this instead. Get back into the kitchen and cook. It's true that fresh chicken and veggies is the best. Ellen advises keeping the recipe simple, using whole ingredients and using seasoning. I use no seasonings. I just do the chicken and veggies and put a couple of greens in there and I'm good to go. It is so good. For example, have the fixings for your make your own pizza using whole wheat, non bread, pizza sauce, reduced fat cheese, an assortment of veggies and lean meats. So they're just saying, giving us ideas on how to be more mindful. And yeah, ultra processed snacks, unless you're picking an apple from the tree or getting your milk straight out of the cow. We were talking about that cow earlier. Ice cream. And so straight out of the cow isn't always, yeah. Most of the food you eat is processed. It's the ultra processed foods that make the list to strike from your diet. Minimally processed foods like bagged greens, diced veggies, and nuts are just offering convenience. So, and canned tomatoes and frozen fruits. Veggies are an excellent way to enjoy produce processed at peak quality and freshness, but many ready to eat processed foods include cake mixes, snack chips, ketchup, sweetened yogurt. So she's just giving us ideas on what could be considered fatty, and she says do this instead. You can't go wrong with whole nuts, pistachios, shelled almonds, peanuts, so that's your protein and whatnot, and healthy cereals and good snacks for older adults because 93%. So this is AARP, so they're talking about older adults, but this is the same, in my opinion. Um, you know, this just makes sense to stay away from sugars and salts, right? So, and healthy cereals a good snack for older adults because 93% of people over 60 eat cereal with milk and fruit. So it's a good way to boost your nutrients. So now we come down to number 6, alcohol. So I don't drink alcohol. I never could, I never did, not interested in it. And the days of triple margarita Mexican dinners should be behind you. Why? Alcohol metabolism changes when we age. We become more susceptible to its negative effects. Alcohol can impact fall risk, interact with medications we take as we age, and lead to an increased risk of dehydration. Alcohol contributes to many health problems. Now, if we clicked on there, we would get more info, but we're not going to go there today, including liver disease, heart disease, kidney disease. Wow. Our immune system function, neurological diseases like dementia. So, holistically, it's affecting your whole body, right? A recent University of Pennsylvania study of 36,000 adults found that even moderate levels of alcohol, a few beers or a glass of wine a week, are linked to harm the brain, no matter what your age. So, like I said, it's your age. Now, I don't know if they're going to say, oh, they do say it here. Yes, I was going to say for people with I'm sorry, alcohol. I guess that's a substance, right? Alcohol issues or whatever issues. These mocktails, and they're going to talk about it here. Do this instead. There are so many low calorie alcohol options. Bartenders are creative now with mocktails. My vision of the future is you're going to see mocktail hubs opening up more and more and more and more because they are finding these studies. They're finding this out. The repercussions of alcohol is just negative no matter which way you slice it. So Rosenblum, in my opinion, it's my opinion. So Rosenblum says if you do consume alcohol, think about diluting it with sparkling water, club soda, or low calorie cranberry juice. Try low to no sugar kombucha. Kombucha has live bacteria to help support gut health, and it's healthier carbonated beverage. So, my thing is take the sparkling water, put some nice fruit in it. There's a whole, we're going to do a thing on that because that's super duper. I think that will help a lot of people. I really do. And it's healthy. Okay, so that's it from AARP. And so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what your favorite section was. I would love to hear from you. And if you're not on board, jump on board, join the party, and have a beautiful day.